Hey everybody, this is Doing Lines. This is the sports betting podcast where we bet on all of the sports-ish, sort of not sports of some of the sports, mostly just one, football. I'm your host, Kyle Ayers, joined as always by my co-host, Austin Huff.
Yeah, we seem very inclusive of all sports, but really, I mean, aside from having former Orioles and now St. Louis Cardinal pitcher Kyle Gibson on this podcast earlier in the year, it's mainly been all football.
Yeah, and even then he plays for a team that doesn't even have a football team in their city. And so we're inclusive
Right.
for sports like America is inclusive for sports. We'll let you know that other sports like football.
We're inclusive like the St. Louis Cardinals are inclusive.
We'll chuck batteries at you if you root for the other team.
Right.
It is Super Bowl week. I am here with Austin Huff. We have some prop bets to lay out. We have a year to think about. Maybe next week we'll do a recap of it all type of thing. But It's finally the Super Bowl week. I have to be honest with you. I'm a Chiefs fan. I have to be honest with you about a second thing as well.
Okay.
This has been kind of a boring lead-up week. Doesn't it feel not as exciting as other Super Bowls? Doesn't it feel sort of not as... it feels like when the election stuff is ramping up and we're like, these guys again?
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know. And I wonder how much of that is like and like Chiefs fatigue is a real thing. Like it's I wonder how much of it is that kind of like how we felt when the Patriots went to back-to-back Super Bowls or won back. They were the last team to win back-to-back Super Bowls.
But even like anytime it would just be a Patriots Super Bowl there for a while, you're like even the lead up to like the Patriots Eagles, you were just like a backup. It ended up being like one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time. But like the lead up, you're like a backup quarterback versus the friggin' Patriot. You know what I mean? We're like, what are we doing?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I do think you're right. There is some twinge of it like not really feeling like Super Bowl week. Like here we are, we're a week and a half into like the 2 weeks of Super Bowl week, and I feel like the game is not approaching anytime
It
soon.
also to me is like the Lions would have made it different. I don't know. I watch the press and it's uninteresting.
Yeah.
They are not talking. Everything is a brand now. No one is asking good questions. I'm seeing a bunch of 8-year-olds ask questions. And when the 8-year-olds ask questions, I'm worried they're like a 43-year-old because I watched some documentary on HBO that let me know babies can be adults. And so I just don't feel it feels a little shoved. It's like Vegas. Everything feels like wildly overly forced.
Right.
And a little gimmicky.
Can we talk about NFL opening night for a bit? Which
Was
is
that Monday?
Yeah, essentially what was just used to be media day,
where they make everyone stand up there with their position. Like,
they're
like, we have the two quarterbacks.
Yeah. It was media day, then that somehow changed to media night, and then that somehow changed to NFL or Super Bowl opening night, and it's become this spectacle where like the teams like make this grand entrance. They now sell tickets to this thing. There was 23,000 people.
I think this was the only thing actual fans could afford to go to.
I mean, it's possible, but it's like 23,000 people in attendance just to see teams get interviewed from a distance
and walk what's exciting is watching Brock Purdy walk up a ramp.
Right. That was the most exciting thing of the night. And I don't know. And you're right. Like every person who is asking questions has some corporate sponsor attached to them. It's like,
everything is insane. This is all stinks.
This is Josh Gad with Tide Pods. I'm here to ask you if you got your jersey washed in the last 3 days.
Someone asked Patrick Mahomes about Kermit the Frog, and I'm like, can we stop letting the internet permeate like legitimacy? Someone asked Andy Reid what type of cheeseburgers he likes. An adult asked him that.
Someone did ask Patrick Mahomes about his dad getting his third DUI.
What do you want him to say? Love it.
I mean, look, to that reporter's credit, doing their job. That respect for having the gonads to ask that question.
Sure.
But in the setting of media day,
I don't
What
know
do you
what you want.
like?
What do you want him to like actually open up and be like, well, my stepfather was more my father figure growing up, and my dad was a distant person, be traveling because you know what I mean? Like really get into like, do you
Yeah.
want this to happen? What could you possibly get from what you want is a getcha clip to turn into a headline to get a click.
Oh
I think
yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
everything is trying to do.
Well, what's crazy is it went from answering a question about his dad's third DWI to like a reporter from Nickelodeon asked him what his favorite SpongeBob episode was.
Right.
Like,
I think because they don't care about the actual interview. They only care about their 2 seconds to clip.
yeah.
It
I
has nothing to do with the cohesion of the game. It has nothing to do with any of it.
We've talked a lot on this podcast about Patrick Mahomes' just mind-boggling ability to escape the pass rush despite being like, slower than probably half of his offensive line.
Yeah.
But his elusiveness on opening night with all of those random ass questions, that to me is more impressive than any run
This
he has
guy
ever gone on.
truly dodges questions about his father and brother like they're the Bosas.
That one tackle in the AFC Championship where he bent backwards and did some like Michael Jackson
Yeah. And then got up and
smooth
got hit
criminal.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, that to me wasn't as impressive as him dodging Matrix like dodging of questions
He really
that
runs
night.
through media night like it's that Titans touchdown he had,
Okay,
where he's like
all
he
right. I knew
dodges out
this
of the
was
way and
going
makes
there.
two guys. He looks like it looks like Jack Sparrow all the time because you can't believe it's success.
Pal,
Like just the way he like staggers along.
I can't tell you the number of times I rewatched that Patrick Mahomes run from the 2020 AFC Championship where like and every time I watch it, I expect a different result. Like there are three guys who had the ability to tackle Patrick Mahomes at one time
Yeah.
and somehow just completely
I
one guy
think
just throws a shoulder and Amani Hooker. He's now one of the Titans' best safeties. But that was like his like one of his like early years in the league, and I rewatched that over and over, and it lives in my head run for that
I
that
think
play.
that there's something to when someone is truly great, they make everyone else dumb because you
Yeah,
change you overreact. Like
right.
the amount of times Mahomes has pump faked someone 8 yards down the field and it has
Well,
worked. It keeps
look at
happening.
look at the Ravens' game plan in the AFC Championship.
They
They
were
they,
just
they come into they're one
it
of the best rushing teams in the world, and then the Chiefs just show up, and they're like,
yeah.
"Well, now we're in our head. We have to
They're going
we
to
have to
expect us to
match."
do what we're good at. We have
Yeah,
to
like
because yeah.
the best thing the Chiefs did was score on their opening drive,
Yep. Yep.
and that just set the Ravens game plan. It was like, "Oh crap! Well, we
The
have to
Ravens
keep
three and
pace."
out, and then a Chiefs touchdown, and the Ravens were like, "Well, we have to score every drive, or we're going to lose 100-0." It's like, buddy, the
Yeah,
Chiefs have only scored 30 points against the Bears this
the
year.
Chiefs the Chiefs employ Matt Nagy, buddy.
Right,
Okay,
right. And technically, legally, unlegally, Eric Bieniemy apparently, who was
that
just like
what
in the locker room.
that was Bobby Boucher coming back at halftime of the Bourbon Bowl
No,
with Eric Bieniemy.
that's both of the Bash brothers at once. It's going to be Eric Bieniemy and Dick Vermeil are going to come. I think Dick Vermeil might have passed away. I'm not sure. Or Eric
Yeah,
Bieniemy. If Eric Bieniemy and Alex Smith walked in, that would be like the Bash brother
but
energy.
even don't put it past the Chiefs to bring back a dead Dick Vermeil to like
That's
make
true.
a comeback in this
That's
Super
true.
Bowl.
The AI.
Nothing will
We
surprise me with that
we
team
do.
anymore.
We have holographic Tupac replaced by holographic Dick Vermeil, telling guys it's okay to feel how you feel. I mean, the whole thing was pretty. I don't. I think there's something to. I saw this thing. So Mahomes went on stage for media night, and we'll get to last week's bets because it was an odd week. It was life bets. I saw Mahomes go on stage for media night, and everyone boo him, and I was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
you guys are idiots. This is like giving Goku
Oh
power
yeah.
and energy. Like
Same
this
thing
is
with
the
Travis Kelsey. Travis
yeah.
Kelsey said as much. He was like, I love your
You
boos more than
can't
I love
boo
my own
Ric
team's
Flair.
cheers. Yeah, yeah, right.
You can't go up there. These people thrive off of
Yeah.
this. You have two. Patrick Mahomes has the Jordan psycho gene. And I think Travis Kelsey just really likes making people mad. He
In the
like
fans' defense, they may have just been cheering for Usher and with their favorite song of his, "My
true,
Boo."
true, true.
Yeah,
I was
it's
going,
important to know.
yeah, featuring Lil Jon, featuring Lil Jon. That's how I cheer people on stage. Also, they were probably Raiders fans. I'd be
Yes,
mad.
yes,
I would be
you're
mad if
probably
like
right.
my least favorite person came into my house, hung all their stuff up, and then had a party.
Right. The fact that the Chiefs are playing a postseason game in Allegiant Stadium before the Raiders.
Oh, I know. In their home stuff on their practice field.
Yeah,
Someone asked, like, they hung up all this stuff to make it feel more like home, and they were like, it already feels like this. Mahomes has never lost a game there.
yeah.
He's never lost there.
Yeah. Right.
It's absurd. But I have not had the fun. Normally with this, the playoffs have been fun, but every game has been
Hey,
stressful.
yeah, how
This
are
is
you
one of
feeling? Are you nervous? Are
It's
you
one of
like
the rare
is
playoff
it
runs where the games keep getting warmer. I don't know how
yeah,
this is, but like the Chiefs started off with the worst weather, and then it
right,
just keeps
right,
getting
right.
sunnier and warmer as the
Yeah.
year goes on. As we get deeper and deeper into
Hey,
winter.
the groundhog said early spring. So that I mean it's coming
Yeah,
true already for the
that's true.
Chiefs.
It came really true for the Bills and the Ravens and the Dolphins. Uh,
Yeah, it's really warm in Cancun this week.
I am just like so blown away by fans who, if you follow football at all, these guys will make up the most insane shit to feel better. And I don't understand the 49ers tactics this week of let's complain about everything and let's try and it would be so easy to get people to root for them. They could be like, hey, middle America, our best player is a white
Yeah.
supremacist.
Well, it is. I mean, like there were so many issues with the turf in last year's Super Bowl. It is I feel like that story is like bigger because of, obviously the 49ers, for those that don't know, the 49ers uh practice
They're
field
practicing on
surfaces.
UNLV's practice surface
Yeah.
and they're not a
And
fan of it,
yeah, apparently it's not great turf at all.
according to
And
them.
yeah. And that it's funny that like well, I mean, this is just a year removed of when the NFL plays the playing surface for the Super Bowl last year was terrible. Team
Was a
guys
mess.
on both teams slipping up a bunch, and then the field the grounds crew manager comes out after the game, and it was his final game after a historic career. He did the field for every Super Bowl
Hmm.
ever, and that was his final game last Super Bowl, and he comes out and he just bashes Roger Goodell and tells him, "Hey, this is not a good enough playing field. This is going to wreak havoc on these players." And Roger Goodell obviously does nothing about it. Game plays on, and
No, because it'll
guys
be
are
tomorrow, no matter what Roger Goodell does. And this is not someone who cares about that. This is a man who
no,
wants to increase profits for shareholders and owners.
yeah.
This is not. But I'm so all the guys saying the Chiefs get all the calls. I'm very over that. If I'm being honest, it's been an
Well,
exhaust.
hey,
They are the most
consider it
penalized team in the league, so they do
consider
get
it
all of the calls. All the calls go
consider
against
it
them.
consider it a good thing.
I think
You
it
are
is a good
hated.
thing. I think you just
Consider
win
it.
games in spite of things. I think
Oh,
everyone gets bad calls every game because the refs are old men with no accountability. And then the Chiefs find a way to win the games. They beat the Bills,
Kyle,
they
tell
fumbled
me,
through the end zone.
you're a comedian and you live and work in the world of comedy and stand-up comedy and sketch comedy, like all of that, writing and everything. Tell me if the NFL fandom isn't exactly like the comedy world, because and I've been told this. I don't know, obviously I don't work in it, but you can tell me if this is true. Every in comedy, everyone is pulling for you. Everyone is a fan of every for the most part. Obviously, there are outliers, but like everyone roots for you and pulls for you and collaborating and until someone makes that big break. And then once someone makes that big break, then it's like well, that guy doesn't deserve it, like, and then like
It
people
is
start
pretty
to turn a
generally
little
like
bit.
that. I think people want to root against success. I think that the Patriots broke football is the problem.
Yeah,
And
right,
the Chiefs have had a little bit less than one third of the success that Tom Brady had. And
right.
people are like, this is the same thing. And you're
Well,
like,
and I
well,
think there was no breathing room in
there
between. It
was
went
no
from
breathing room.
it went
It was
from Tom,
overlap, actually.
yeah, it was like the Venn diagram was Tom Brady on the Buccaneers, and
Yeah.
other than that, it was Patriots and then Chiefs, and
Yeah.
it's like I think NFL fans are like, give us like
Oh, I get the
something new.
fatigue and I understand this. I really do. I understand that. I understand being the villains as well. I am just very over rigging and penalty narratives. that are
Well,
like
that's
rooted in
yeah.
literally nothing.
You can change
Um,
the Chiefs logo with anyone else who has won two,
yeah,
been to four of the last five Super Bowls, and you're going to get that. I
you
mean,
look at
it's
it, it's just exhausting. But it's also my fault for being hyper online about these things. I think that's what's
yeah,
made
yeah, yeah, yeah,
consumption, but I think that's what's made consumption less fun is other years you read
yeah,
everything, you watch everything. You know what I mean? If a team is doing really good, like you, like the Dodgers are in the World Series, you watch every sports show. You
yeah.
read everything
Well,
you can. You do
you know
all
what
this.
I had a little bit of growth this week. Clayton Kershaw announced this week that he's re-signing with the Dodgers,
Hmm.
and I was so close to tapping on the comments on Twitter to the ESPN tweet announcing it. I was like, oh, let's see. This is going to be just bashing Clayton
Yeah.
Kershaw, but I did not do it. I did not do it, and I think that's growth on my part because I'm the
I
same
think
way
it
as you, Kyle.
definitely
I am
is too.
I am hyper online, and I just get
When my
I
team is
get
doing
too deep into
good,
the weeds.
if the Chiefs lose a game, it's I get so much work done that next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah, right.
absolutely absurd. I'm like, did I just like write a new special in 3 days because I was avoiding every single thing? But
Like,
I'm just like, come on, people. It's the same thing when like Killer Mike won 3 Grammys, including Best Rap
yeah,
Album the other night. And this is most people's rappers' favorite rapper, right?
yeah,
This is one of the Run the Jewels, long time rap like upper echelon person. And then all it is kids being like, well, but he doesn't have as many listeners as Travis Scott. And I'm just like, you guys are just, it's not my fault you don't get it.
right,
It's not our fault.
right.
I think people just complain no matter what, and here I am
Oh
complaining.
yeah,
If Taylor Swift wins, everyone complains that it's a popularity contest. If Killer
Mhm.
Mike wins, everyone complains because it wasn't as popular as Travis Scott. And like you're
Right,
just complaining. You're just complaining, and
yeah,
here I am complaining.
yeah.
But I'm trying to
It's
explain why I haven't enjoyed the media time as much because everything is here comes the Taylor Swift rig bowl. And I'm like, I don't even see this shit anywhere except people bitching about it.
yeah. Well, I'll hand raise. It's fans like me, where it's our team sucks.
I guess. I mean, I guess when the Chief, I, I don't know. I think the Lions would have changed it and made it all more fun, if I'm being honest, because no one wants to
Sure.
be like, well, let's focus on the 49ers, who I really don't like, whose
Well,
basketball team has been good for 10 years.
and
Like,
to your point earlier about why there's like not as much buzz, like according to polls, this was the last matchup that America wanted to see.
I think
I
this could
think
have been
I
the
think
least wanted matchup of all the 16 playoff teams, not just the
it's
four,
possible.
not just the final
Yeah,
four.
no, it's possible.
It would have
Yeah,
been this, or I think people would have preferred Chiefs Eagles because they love Jason so much and their
yeah,
mom.
right.
But I think that this honestly might have been the least wanted matchup of all of them. This is if the Patriots played the Patriots
Yeah,
for
yeah,
all of
yeah,
those
yeah.
years. Like, and people were just like, we
Right.
have to stop with this because there's really no NFC consistent team. I do agree with that. I do get being tired about it. I'm old enough to see this cycle of content where everyone said LeBron is not as good as Jordan. And everyone is like, stop talking about LeBron being great. What about everyone just, but do you remember when everyone hated Tom Brady? Now he left, and everyone's like, remember how he's so much better than Mahomes? I'm like, you hated him 3 years ago and said he was
Yeah,
overrated system
I
quarterback
know.
3 years ago.
That's the thing. It's like yeah, it's people don't appreciate what they have until it's
No.
gone.
And the
And it'll
second,
be like that with Patrick
it will
Mahomes.
be.
It'll be
It'll
like
be like
that
that with
with it.
LeBron.
It was like that with Tom Brady. It was, yeah, and it'll be like that with LeBron. The minute LeBron hangs it up, people will talk about, man, I got to witness. People that hated the NBA will tell their grandkids, man, I got to live through the LeBron era, and it
Yeah.
was great. And they probably watched maybe two games.
I didn't want to turn this into a complaint fest because it's like the team is in the Super Bowl and that's very fun. And I think they have a pretty good chance of winning the Super Bowl. It's funny the 49ers have been favored in every game the whole year. And the Chiefs, the year they lost to the Bucks, were favored in every game until the Super Bowl. And
Yeah,
then they weren't favored because they had 750 injuries and
yeah, yeah.
still a
Their
quarterback
their
throwing
offensive line,
sideways.
yeah, their offensive line was more of a suggestion in that game.
Their best player on their offensive line in that game is the backup playing in this game, and he was playing the wrong position in that game. Like, isn't that a crazy? That was such like a that was over. That was like it wasn't the extent of the Broncos Seahawks. You can tell it's over after one play
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, right, right.
but like we kind of forget how many stinkers there have been of Super Bowls. Chiefs Eagles was great. The Bengals Rams pulled out and ended up being fun in the last quarter. Chiefs
That
Bucks was not fun.
Patriots Rams was terrible.
Patriots Rams was not fun.
13-3, I think was the
A game I
final.
think that everyone in the world wanted the Chiefs Rams rematch from that year, the 56-54 game.
Yeah, yeah,
And then like the Chiefs Niners was pretty fun, but honestly kind of like just a clock run out. If you weren't a Chiefs fan, the last 3 minutes were a clock run out, right?
yeah,
And then you get into like not I don't not it's either like super great like a Eagles Patriots or a Patriots Falcons, or you have like a 800-3 game. We all forget about that
yeah.
Seahawks game.
Right, right.
I don't know.
Well,
Anyway,
this is of course a reminder. This is doing therapy here with
this is how I feel going in, is I'm like regretting not having a better time because the discourse around this has been so much different than past years, where the
Yeah. No,
discourse is
I
so
hear
much
you.
more toxic, and the discourse is, we are no longer like, isn't it insane these guys do any of this? The discourse I
Right.
think should be about how like Brock Purdy decided he was Alex Smith at running last game and had like
Yeah, yeah,
50
right.
rushing yards and all these first downs.
I
And
know.
both the Chiefs and the Lions played like crap. Not like crap, but you saw the blueprint. I'm not sorry. You saw the blueprint on how to beat the Chiefs and 49ers last week in games they won.
Yeah.
And that's so interesting. No one
Right.
dominated anything. Um, it'll be fun. It it'll be exciting when it happens.
Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited for the game, but then I'm also not excited for right after the game when there's no football till September. This is
That
a
is
going
true.
away. The Super Bowl is a going away party. That's all it is. It's a going away party for your best friend,
Yeah.
and you're excited. Hey, yeah, one more hoorah with my best friend, and then right after the game's over, you're like, okay, he's moving to Japan, and I'm not going to see him for
Yeah.
9 months.
I am
So it's going to
like,
suck.
when I am in a positive mood about football right now, this thing is happening to me where I'm like, I hope this is the worst of me, Austin. This is the worst of me. And the time code is 22:30, so you can clip this. I want
Okay.
the Chiefs to win on the worst call that's ever happened in the history of the world. I want, like, part of me does. Not all of me. I'd
Okay.
love to win 1,000,000. But what if the
Sure.
Chiefs won on a call worse than that Saints no call pass interference call? And then what if that's why the Chiefs win? And then I'm just gonna go get on Twitter. And
Well, no,
I'm gonna start commenting, great call.
the worst call ever, according to Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, would be an offsides penalty.
I want the Chiefs. I want the Chiefs to win when they have 16 guys on the field for a play, and I want one of them to score a touchdown. An uneligible lineman to score a touchdown on his, as the 16th man on the field, and I want them to win because of that. And then I want a challenge to fail on that play.
Oh,
I want the 49ers
okay.
to challenge it, and the refs say there's no evidence.
Okay.
And like this is how upset. This is why I got to get out of comment sections because I don't actually want any of that.
Yeah.
But in 3 years, no one would remember that except 49ers fans who'd be complaining,
Right. Well,
which would be
listen, I
fun.
don't I don't know if anyone I don't
That's like
if you what what
I don't want that, but that would be hilarious.
I think it would be yeah, I just want to see a vengeful Kyle Ayers take to the internets.
It would. I just want to like, because you just want to be like, guys, come on, it's not rigged. Come on, these refs are idiots in every game. You just can't
Well,
stop
I don't
watching
know.
the Chiefs games.
Kyle, I've
Uh,
been going through a lot of housing issues in my house, and I did have a contractor come to my house, and we started talking football, and he said to my face, the NFL is rigged. He goes, you can tell by
think
some of the calls the refs make.
let me think about this with me for a second.
If that
If the
contractor said it, dude, then you know it's
if the
true.
NFL was rigged, do you think Josh Allen would tell someone?
That's the thing. No,
You
well,
don't think
even if
they
it
go to
is
Josh
just
Allen? They're like, you're gonna have another good game and fucking lose to this fucking
that,
frog again, and he's like, okay,
that's
cool.
that's the biggest thing about conspiracy theories is like you can just debunk it just by the number of people it would take to pull off something like that and how there are
And
no
this one is
leaks
all men with
whatsoever.
egos. These are the
Yeah,
biggest.
there
You think that
someone
To
would
is fine
leak,
with no
someone would
Super
tell it.
Bowls?
Yeah, right, right. It even if it's not players, if like players are out of it, if it's just strictly refs, that's
Yeah.
still a lot of people that would have to. And there could be one stray like a Tim Donaghy, but like even then, like
Someone
people would
refing
spill the
in the
beans
Super
because they would
Bowl.
they would get money for an exclusive, all
Yeah.
of that. So,
Someone who's refing
uh,
in the Super Bowl played for the 49ers.
if
Yet
you
no one,
listen,
anyways. Anyways,
if you listen to last week's sode, you probably also watched the Pro Bowl, which for that we have no help. You are a
yeah,
degenerate. But
yes.
Kyle, real quickly, what are the recaps from last week's
So
scores?
last week
Or
was our life skills competition week, right?
yeah, right,
So we
solely
decided to not
personal.
bet on football as much as just
Mm-hmm.
personal things. The only football bet is probably the most personal one as well. And we did these things here. So I'll go real quickly through the bets because we got to get to our guests this week. I wish I had a better time getting ready for the Super Bowl, but it's just all felt like the internet's just so toxic. So I felt a little worse. Here we go. The first bet was do I cut myself while cooking?
Oh, this is a good
Um,
one. Did you?
I did not. This
Oh,
is a
damn it.
combination of not cooking as much and using a blade protector to chop an onion.
Damn it.
There
Damn
was a
it.
real moment in there, but I didn't do anything different than I normally do. I think
Okay.
I did a better job. Over under 2.5 days where caffeine ends up slowing me down. Two.
Oh, come on.
I
Oh,
had
that's a
Bailey keep
bad
track.
beat.
I had Bailey. That is the bad beat. I had Bailey keep
Yeah.
track of that one, but I think the thing that happened was I had a lot of early recordings.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was up and I had a second cup of coffee some of those days with a bigger gap. Rather than at 10 and noon, it was like 7
Yeah.
and noon.
Damn it. I took the over on that. I'm so
Um,
frustrated. What about
here
49ers fans you saw on the
49ers
street? Did
fans
you
or
see?
Chiefs gear. I saw so many more 49ers fans. Literally the night after this happened, I think I had a show and there were 8 people in 49ers jerseys in the audience. And I was
Okay.
like, well, this
All
one is
right.
good, smashing the over. So we both hit on
Finally.
that. Do I organically see Austin or Korked commenting shit about the
Ah,
Chiefs? No, I did not.
how about that? I was
No, I
good
did
this
not.
week.
No, I did not. Did you know
Pro
that
Bowl, Pro Bowl week. Very boring.
right, Travis Kelsey's actually dating Taylor Swift? Um Over under, here's some Austin bets. Over under 9.5 diapers changed.
I only
6.
changed 6. Yeah, that the underhit. That one actually shocked me. I would have set the line a lot lower, but my wife stepped up in a big way this weekend. So
Yeah, you
thank you,
got
honey.
Borated out of a win there.
My wife.
So here's what I feel the proudest about this week is you set the over under at 2.5 times eating out on the weekend, and you ate out
The 2 times. We
two
went to
times.
Yard House for lunch and then got Jimmy John's for lunch the next day. Did not eat out for dinner,
Wow,
which that I took the over on this. I thought we would have eaten out 3 times over the weekend.
this
Did
was you.
not.
This was both of our locks. I actually this was a big bet for me because I thought you would just order a huge thing and pick at it.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I had like such a like for like 3 meals. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where you're like, well, I
Yeah,
guess I'll
yeah,
reheat
yeah.
the fries. I had this crazy vision of you guys ordering Olive Garden or something or from a real place. All right. Over under watching 15 minutes of the Pro Bowl. I
I watched
see
the over. I don't
you
want to admit that. I took the over. I mean, I watched over 15 minutes. I
um
don't want to admit that.
and
And then
then
Derrick Henry
this is
did
the
not
funniest
score
one.
a
Derrick Henry
touchdown.
didn't score a touchdown and there's like no record of anyone scoring in this game. So let's recap, Austin. Last week you lost $400. I gained $200. So the current score is Austin 2,500, Kyle 2,750.
Oh my gosh.
I
It all
pulled the
comes
big
down to
bet this week was you not eating. If you just ate dinner out one more time, you'd be ahead by 1,000.
It all comes down to this week.
It does only for us. All right, let's get to our guest. Let's get over there.
Yeah.
Let's talk Super Bowl prop bets.
We are joined now by a guy that I refer to personally as the King Midas of content because everything he touches turns to gold. It is from his incredible work at The Ringer back in the day to then Crooked Media. Now he's got just an amazing NBA podcast with the hilarious Shea Serrato called Six Trophies. You guys should definitely check that out. And then, of course, Primo on Amazon Freevee. Jason Concepcion joins us. Guys, follow him on Twitter at Network, where the O is replaced with a 3. Jason,
That's
how
right.
are you, man?
I'm doing well. That's my Xbox gamer tag from 20 years ago. And when I signed up for Twitter, that was the first thing that came to my mind. So look me up on Xbox. Anybody that wants to
Yeah, right.
wants to get active on there.
Yeah, what's the go-to game on Xbox that that you would say, all right, I'll take anywhere, anywhere?
Overwatch, but it used to be Halo. That in the days when I created that tag, it was Halo, big time.
Okay, all right.
The Halo series in general.
When I was
The
in-
whole
when
thing.
I remember going when I was in high school. I swam, and we would have like LAN parties the night before the meets, go eat
Yeah. Fuck
carbohydrate
yeah.
part. And I didn't have an Xbox or anything, so I was the last of the 8 like guys to be on the teams, and
Yeah.
people would just get so mad at me. Like they would be, I'm like, where's the cars? I want the car. Or I always want to find like the thing that's like the sword with the
Yeah, the
huge
power, the
shield.
energy sword.
And
The
they're
energy
just
sword.
like, do not give that to Kyle. Do not, if I like got a kill, if I killed you in the game, people would go like hit you in real life for dying.
And
To
you're like
Wow.
in the headset, like, guys, I can hear you right
Yeah,
now.
we're in the same room, Austin. These people, this is a LAN party. This is all just with Ethernet cables in Josh Gosme's basement. This is not like over online. This is just whoever had the most of those really deep TVs that have never been moved out of abandoned houses. We would go to those places. Right? Those TVs haven't been moved. You build cities around
Yeah,
them.
yeah. No, absolutely. No.
Right.
Those go into the entertainment center and are there forever.
Eventually, they'll be painted over like fireplaces in quaint LA bungalows. People like, we remodeled, we did brick over the tube. So but I now there's a Halo show, I think.
That's right.
It's like
season 2.
Yeah.
Season 2 now on Paramount.
Hey,
I
wait, I was gonna say, Jason, do you also work? You plugged Halo season 2 more than you plugged Primo.
I just did
here.
Watch Primo season 1 on Amazon Freevee, absolutely free. If you're a Prime member, you can watch it on Prime. If you're not a Prime member and you don't subscribe to that many streaming platforms, guess what? Amazon Freevee is free. It's ad supported. Go check it out now.
Give it a view.
Funny show.
I think I ratatouille'd Halo for the longest time, which means called the main character the title of the thing and not that they had a real name.
Yeah.
Like his name's Master Chief, but I just called him Halo. Yeah. I'm like, that's Halo.
John.
That's Halo.
John.
No, his name's John. Halo. His name's John 117, and then Halo is the alien is like the base.
I mean, it makes
sense. Jason. No, Jason, I'm pretty sure his name's Halo.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I appreciate you, but his name is Halo, just like the rat in Ratatouille is named
right. And then you tell someone, you're like, who in Ratatouille is Remy? And they're like, no,
it's Ratatouille.
Wasn't even a yes or no question.
In fact, I'd even be willing to say that rat's name is Halo more than Remy.
It's like Kevin Costner's character Yellowstone on the show Yellowstone, also on Paramount Plus.
I think all of Kevin Costner's characters could, in theory, be named Yellowstone just based on their behavior. Like if you think of like Field of Dreams, that could be Rick Yellowstone. If you just think back to pretty much anything, maybe not Waterworld.
Waterworld, yeah, that's where I was going.
That would be Bluestone. That would be Bluestone.
Oh man.
Anyways, this is how interested in the Super Bowl we are.
I know. Yeah, this is it is Super Bowl week, and we've got some amazing fake bets for Jason to bet $1,000 fake dollars on.
I can't wait.
Right, but Jason, obviously, like we are all people of means. I mean, you're
huge means.
You have a TV show on Freevee, okay?
That's right. It's on Freevee.
You are a man. The number of Halo games you have played with the gamer tag, like we're all like, you're probably sitting on a pile of cash right now. So since we are all men of means, we like to take the fake money that we win from this podcast and in turn donate it to fake charities. So Jason, is there a fake charity that you will be playing for this week?
Well, there absolutely is. I care a lot about the environment. I'm a person who loves the natural world. And so I'm going to be donating my copious winnings that I expect to accrue from these bets to Look What You Made Me Flew. They're an organization that works to offset the carbon emitted by Taylor Swift's private jet and therefore protect the environment from the flyings of Taylor Swift. Look what you made me flew.
Look what you made me flew. Now, Jason, Taylor Swift's lawyers have threatened legal action against the people tracking her private jets, claiming it is, against, it gives her stalkers intel as to where she will be. Jason, you don't happen to be the person tracking her
No, absolutely.
flights, right? Okay.
I wouldn't use public information that's public and available to anyone in that kind of way. And also, as a man of means, I have acquired those means by assiduously not getting sued by Taylor Swift and other celebs of similar means to
there
myself.
There is still time.
Yeah. That is, people have always said, you know, if there's one thing Jason Concepcion's good at, it's not getting sued by massive celebrities.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, look, what say what you will about the jet. She had to fly from St. Louis, Illinois to St. Louis, Missouri yesterday, and that is a 24-mile flight.
That's right.
Yeah, it was 13 minutes in the air, I think.
I like community notes. This is the thing that it's hard to get over when it comes to like the Swifties is you're not going to out knowledge tech them. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
this is why I'm like,
not gonna,
people
they
who
know
thought
more.
they were gonna, they know more. They know more. The people thought they were
more.
gonna like casually get into football. I'm like, they're gonna win all of your fantasy leagues next year. Like you're fucked. You're fucked. And so every one of her jet posts is like now community noted with, well, actually this jet registration number was sold 14 hours and 9 minutes ago, so it's impossible. Like they're just you can't. They're the community notes of fans.
Yeah,
right.
They are.
It's impossible.
It does. They don't even know you. Yeah, they're so much smarter and more well prepared for good and bad than any of us will ever be for anything.
Right. That's right.
If you were tired of analytics infiltrating the game, oh man, just wait till the Swifties.
Yeah, they infiltrated culture with analytics. These are okay. Anyways, I want to know, Jason, are you a prop bet guy? Because the Super Bowl is a little different, right?
That's right.
It's not betting.
I have, you know, I'm a bad gambler and an uninformed gambler and an unsuccessful gamer. I was telling you guys before we, fired the mics up that I have placed one bet in a sports book. This is aside from daily fantasy, which is like, it's so easy. Literal children can do it. I placed one bet in a sports book, the Minnesota Timberwolves playoff to cover, and I thought that I lost. I didn't quite understand how it worked, and I threw my ticket away. And then I was explaining to my friend what had happened. He's like, "No, you won. What are you talking about?" And I had to dig through the trash to get the ticket to get my $20 in real money. And so that should let you know my prowess as a wagerer.
Well, in your defense, most Timberwolves tickets end up in the trash, so you're good.
They're good this year. Yes, you're right. You're right.
This feels the NBA this year feels a little bit like the false hope year, where the teams that are really good have let their fans down in such monumental ways before that you're like, when this ends up being Lakers Celtics, people are going to be upset. When this when the finals, when the Warriors make their way to the Western Conference Finals again, somehow people are going to be upset. Well, I've got a few bets here. I've never been a big prop bet guy. It's weird for me to see someone achieve their dreams at work, and then for me to be like, what color's the liquid on his boss? That's always been an odd thing to me. So I've got a few bets here, prop-ish.
Okay.
And then I actually have four, Austin. I came up with a real quick fourth one. Here's my four bets. Number one, over under 0.5 Kyle spills during the Super Bowl party. So that could be me. I spill shit on myself all of the time. I won't even be wearing this jersey because I'm too afraid. Or if I fall down walking.
What's the line for you spilling, Kyle?
0.5. So if it happens
just one spill wins.
Okay.
Over under 0.5 spills. Number two, does anyone at the party say, "Hey, be quiet, the commercials are on"?
Ooh, I feel like that's a lock, right?
I should give you guys background. I'm watching the Super Bowl with some friends I went to high school with in Kansas City. And so everyone has a rooting vested interest. And the person whose house it is, my friend Chris, is a toxic person. He's a toxic, horrible person to watch a game with. And I mean this with love.
He doesn't listen to this, right? All right.
Yeah.
I texted him this earlier, asked him about inviting other people to his party because I'm like, you're going to scream. And it is now that they've won and stuff, it all calms down a little bit. But he's like will scream at the TV with his wife kind of guy. They both do. So it's a beautiful relationship.
Are you just saying this because he was involved in the LAN parties back in high school?
Oh, this guy, I don't even think he knows how to swim to save his life.
Got
Okay,
his
so
ass.
so I feel like if someone says that and I don't hear it, Chris might like send out a note before the game that's like no liking the commercials more, no saying sports ball ironically, or like something like that.
Can I ask a question, or
course.
does the question segment have to happen after
No,
all
you
the
can
bets
ask,
are laid out?
ask a
No,
question right
go
now.
right ahead.
Does it have to be verbatim?
No.
Hey, comma, be quiet. The commercials are on, or can it be the spirit of
I
the
think that
statement?
it has to like be
Like a loud
almost
shush.
the tongue in cheek sort of like I would say it in the vernacular of sports ball, right?
Okay.
Like the people who are like, who's winning the match with the shuttlecock when they watch a football game, and you're like, well,
I see it.
we know what's happening.
But can it be sarcastic and sincere? Like as long as that statement is uttered in some sort of way,
Yeah.
We're fine, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, like if Don Draper is at this party and he worked on the ad and is legitimately like, shut up.
That is a tough thing I didn't think about in LA. They could be like, that could be someone's roommate in any of these commercials. So if anyone shushes, here's my next one is, does someone at the party I attend announce over under 2.5 of their prop bets hitting or missing?
Ooh.
So basically,
if they're
talk
like, ooh,
about
how
their
long was the
bets.
anthem? Because I had this, that's 1. Ooh, what's this? That's 2.
And what's the line for that
2.5
again?
2.5.
2.5. Okay.
And then my last one is, are there any fucking magicians on screen? Like does someone do actual magic?
Will there be a magician, actually a
A
magician
magician
there?
involved? Is there a magician? Does the halftime show have like a fucking rabbit hat shit? Vegas
like Chris
is
Angel?
like
What's
Vegas.
what's the line?
Any. And this is 3-1
So
on the magician.
0.5 magician.
Yeah.
Okay.
0.5
Yeah,
magician.
and this is 3-1 on the magician. Because
okay.
Damn.
You just know what if they swing to Teller?
Can I see this? What if Usher like comes out of like one of those boxes that
it has to be portrayed
yeah.
as a magic trick. So if it's just like a thing that you know what I mean? So if they make it look like it is
like there's smoke and he appears, does that work?
It'll be a know it when you see it type of thing, unfortunately.
right. Like pornography. Right?
But this
Usher's
also
gonna come out on stage and be like, pick a card.
This also counts if they show Penn Jillette in the crowd.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay.
Or David Blaine remember how The Rock did the intros?
You're right.
What if like Chris Angel or David Copperfield does an intro?
I think Blaine is a lock to be there, and then I think we have a good chance of seeing Blaine on camera.
I could see I could see him doing like a card, from the pocket. Mahomes is a magician, but the thing is, it's at kickoff is when the bets start.
And do commercials count?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Damn.
We didn't get the line for "Hey, be quiet." The commercials are on.
I'm actually going to do 1.5 times.
1.5.
Because I think after the initial, gauging Chris's reaction after the first person tries to he has to use the commercials to literally catch his breath.
Man, he is the worst. You're right.
He's the absolute best. He is like the coolest guy. It's so funny because just watching a grown man yell at a man named Isaiah. Okay. So those are my 4. All right, Austin.
Okay.
All right. My bet. I don't know if you guys realize this, but there's so much red in this Super Bowl from the Chiefs, the 49ers.
That's right.
And Andy Reid's wardrobe.
That's right.
Taylor Swift's fourth
Andy Reid's
studio
the coach
album
of the Chiefs.
Yeah, well, that counts, dude.
So I would umbrella him under Chiefs.
He looks like the Kool-Aid man.
There you go. Filled with red liquid as well.
Right. Taylor Swift's fourth studio album, aptly titled Red. And the even national anthem singer Reba McEntire. Red
hair.
Ooh.
Yeah. But it is an election year, so we are legally obligated to give equal time to both red and blue.
Okay.
So I went and looked up some Pantone numbers here. The first color red that I Googled was the Pantone number 4. It was 485.
Okay.
The Pantone number for blue was 072. So now this is a blind bet. Okay. Whatever color shirt appears first in a commercial, once the game kicks off, either red or blue, it determines the line for this bet. You just have to bet over or under, and that will be over under the total number of yards by either team, set at over 72, under 72, or over 485, under 485.
This bet feels like it contains the riddle to a treasure that's hidden in the Capitol building or something like that.
This is how you unlock Nancy Pelosi's desk. What? First off, it's the NFL, so I don't think you have to give equal time to blue. Although,
I think you can. I think you can safely ignore them. In fact,
yeah. Did you know that actually the singer of Red is a psyop for blue? So not a lot of people understand that this is happening. You remember the fans who booed equality? They're Joe Biden fans. You know, San Francisco, noted Republican town.
So I'm going to be, for full disclosure, I'm probably passing on this bet because I don't understand it. That said,
one of us.
Well, that said, the shirt, does it have to be like the main speaking character?
The main,
can it be?
I would say,
the commercial?
Yeah, like a dialogued character in a commercial.
What
right, can't be like the old guy in the back. Oh, that's a lock if it's the gecko, right?
Well, if the gecko wears a shirt, that guy goes nude in every commercial.
What if no one has a shirt on in any of them?
Damn, that's good. I didn't think about
push?
that. I didn't account for that. Yeah, it's a push. Then you get your money back.
I know that this is crazy. Austin, you know what's wild is our guest is in a red and blue shirt.
That's right, because I believe in equality.
What if that's the shirt? I have an example, and I have an example of this falling apart, and it's the first person we saw.
Okay, it would be the first, like, primarily solid color shirt. How about that?
This podcast started, and our bets were just like, do they show Mahomes' wife?
It's like Kyle's magician bet. You know it when you see it. Okay.
The first shirt where you can definitively say that's a red or blue shirt sets the line.
Right.
And if it's a magician wearing a red or blue shirt, you get double your money. All right. Wow, my next bet.
2-1 feels low for the magician, but
Sin or Go Home is the name of this bet. Las Vegas, obviously known as Sin City. I don't know if you guys heard this, but
wait,
no
what?
NFL...
Are you serious?
Well, no.
Sin City? Oh, okay.
No, I didn't know if you guys knew the fact that no NFL player or employee of the NFL is allowed to even step foot inside of a sports book in Vegas, which is most of the square footage of Vegas. And obviously we know prostitution is technically legal in Vegas, and there's just a lot of sin to be had there.
Okay.
This bet, does any NFL player or employee, and this is for any team, get in any legal trouble this weekend? And this bet not only goes through the Super Bowl, it's going to go until Monday night at 11:59 Pacific time.
Wow.
So because
I love this
could
one.
take
What's
some time for some news. Okay. It's
what's the line?
A 0.5. If one person gets arrested that works for the NFL, either plays for a team or works for a team or the league.
They have to get arrested? They have to actually get arrested.
Yeah, or I will take controversy regarding sports books. I will take that as well.
Okay. Legal trouble. We'll just say legal trouble.
Legal trouble.
They could be like, what if they get sued civilly because of something that happened at the Vidara?
Yeah. What if like the family of Sean Taylor sues Jackson Mahomes?
That would be way too late for that. But
the paperwork, they took a long time.
Yeah, that's true. And it's a Sunday, and it's gonna. Okay.
Right.
What is the statute of limitations for dancing on
it's actually
memorial?
For DC, for Sean Taylor, it's not a statue. It's just a bunch of stuff hung up in a locker of limitations.
So if if they get in trouble with the league or if it is a legal
I was just saying
matter
legal
at all.
trouble. I think that's
And it has
big
to be
enough
for one
umbrella.
of the two teams, not for any of the teams.
Any team in the NFL.
Any
There's a lot of
NFL
guys.
employee.
There's a lot
team.
of guys there for for Super Bowl parties and for pushing Tide Pods and all of that.
So you
that's
could
like
call this,
I mean, low bar. That's probably like 8,000 people, like total. Like I like the odds on this one.
Yeah.
Pull out the rugs from underneath you on this one.
Yeah.
And then lastly, my pop culture bet of the week. Usher Raymond IV is performing the halftime show. And Usher, of course, known for albums like Confessions, or songs like Confessions, I Need a Girl, Part 1, Confessions, Part 2, and now he'll be part of Chiefs 49ers, Part 2. But this isn't Usher's first brush with football. If you guys take it back to the 1998 film, The Faculty, he was one of the stars of the football team. In that movie, Usher is named captain of the football team, coached by Robert Patrick. And in the only game shown in that movie, Usher records one clothesline tackle to which he gets carried off the field Rudy style in the middle of a game, mind you. All right. So, while he made that tackle, wearing the jersey number 28, there's only one player in the Super Bowl wearing 28. It is Darrell Luter Jr. He's a 5th-round draft pick out of South Alabama for the 49ers. Darrell Luter Jr. has only 2 tackles this postseason, so he's averaging about 1 a game. Does he make a tackle in the Super Bowl? The over and under set at just 0.5. Does he match?
Why did I even start writing this bet down? Like when you were describing what was happening in it, I just wrote the word Usher. I just wrote the word Usher down and just stopped.
Does
I knew it was going to be
he match Usher's stats from the 1998 film, The Faculty?
What is this person's name?
Darrell Luter Jr. Yeah, number 28. How do you not remember his days at South Alabama? How do you not remember Josh Hartnett rocking t-shirt?
What I remember
over
about The Faculty
t-shirt
is they killed Jon Stewart with a paper cutter arm.
That's right in the eye. Right in the eye with a Bic pen. All right.
Yeah, because was it cocaine that killed them all in that movie because it dehydrated them?
Yeah, I think it was some sort of
meth or something like white drug.
Yeah, it was some sort of white powdery drug.
White powdery drug, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kids were doing. I always said drugs are fine.
They kill aliens, especially when they're your teachers. All right, so Jason, how would you like to divvy up your $1,000 of fake cash?
Well, let's do it in quarters. So 250, 250, 250.
Okay.
For now, I think I want to let's make some easy money. Kyle spills at at plus 0.5. I think people spill all the time at crowded Super Bowl parties.
Sure.
At the homes of toxic, screaming individuals. Kyle, how are you feeling?
I'll probably spill something.
Okay.
I won't bet on this one because I don't need this influencing me either way.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna go with Kyle spills. I'm gonna drop 250 on that one.
And that is food or drink, right, Kyle?
Or I fall walking.
Okay, that I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
We're gonna go with that for sure. Does that have to be just at the party, or can it be anywhere? Entering the party, leaving the party?
I would say threshold to threshold. So if I enter the party through the threshold, it starts then, but then I can go in and out until I'm going back to my car.
So can we say like on the within the property lines of the party?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I'm taking that one for sure. Okay. I'm also going to take Sinner Go Home. Again, this one, let's drop another 250 on that. I think that, there's going to be thousands, certainly, of NFL employees plus NFL players at this event. and I think Vegas is a place that it's very easy to get in trouble in.
I don't know if you know this or not. It's called Sin City.
What? That's crazy.
No, hold on.
Let me write this down. Hold on a second.
No, yeah, he is right. No, it's a movie.
Oh my god.
It says here that's a movie.
Yeah, it is a movie, and then there are several sequels. I think that so I'm going to take that because I'm almost positive that somebody will get a DUI or get in a fight or something that will happen, and then I'm going to take the rest of my money. So that's $500.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to drop it big on Is There a Magician? Folks, I believe that there will be. I'm looking for, I know the odds are long, and I don't quite see a clear path to there being a magician. I would argue that Vegas, very sensitive about magicians ever since the terrible mauling of Roy or Siegfried. Yeah, I forget which one. Both
one of them.
Deceased now.
Yeah.
But the terrible mauling, you don't hear much about the local magician community as much as you did previous to that.
They sort of just went up and disappeared, huh?
They just kind of vanished.
Yeah.
And so, but that's a lot of magicians are there. And so I'm gonna drop 500 big ones on Is There a Magician? I love it. I'm really pulling for that one. I'm going to be watching with intense excitement, waiting for a magician to appear on screen.
And then all we need is one of these bets that you're confident in most to be your lock, and the lock is double the winnings or triple the losses.
Yeah,
Kyle, I'm sorry, but I think it's a lock that will spill. I just feel that it's a lock.
That's so.
I feel it's a lock for all of us. I feel that all of us at whatever various event gathering that we're going to go to, at some point you're going to spill. It's just going to happen.
If that dickhead who's hosting the party is listening to this podcast,
that fucking asshole, that toxic piece of fucking shit.
We want a camera set up in your house just so we can have video footage of Kyle.
I'm going to arrive and he's going to be like, sorry, I ate so many bananas. I'll pick the peels up later.
All right. Well, Jason, dude, you are the man. We will keep track of your bets. Hopefully you will, hopefully you crack our top 5. At very least, we've got some pretty tough competition to go. Pat Tomasulo, Jamel Johnson, Kyle Brandt, Lawrence Holmes, and Kenny Brash are all in our top 5 right now. So we hope, Jason, that you can crack that top 5. And really, this is the last week of the season. So this will be the final standings after your day on Sunday. Best of luck to you on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, gentlemen. It was great to be here and wonderful to support a charity that I care about.
And again, a reminder to everyone, check out Halo on Paramount Plus.
That's right. John 1:17. Do it for reach, folks. Don't let the Covenant destroy humanity. Don't let it happen. Watch season 2 of Halo on Paramount Plus.
And don't give Kyle the energy sword. Jason, thank you so much for taking the time, man. And guys, follow him at Network. The O is replaced with a 3 in the spelling of that. It's his gamer tag too. He did say if you watch Primo on Amazon Freevee, he will play you in a game of Halo.
That's right.
on Xbox. So make sure you take him up on that offer. And Jason, thank you again, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Big shout out once again to Jason. Austin, I'm going to let you know, I haven't even allocated my money yet, so I'm going to do it here in real time. I'm going to take the over on, I'll do what I'm taking, then I'll figure out my money. The over on 2.5 prop bets being brought up, the over on Kyle spilling. I'm going to take the yes on a magician. I'm going to take, I'm just going to do the under on shirt. I don't even know what that means, but I like the sound of undershirt. So whatever that is, I'm going to take the yes. I got to bet on all of them. We got to bet on all of them. It's the last week.
Yeah,
yes,
we do.
On Sinner Go Home. and the yes on a tackle. Now let's go ahead and do some money here. 200 on prop bets, 150 on spill. I'm actually avoiding the shush it's commercials one. I lied. I'm gonna say 300 on magician, 100 on undershirt, 150, and then what's that give me to? There's 300, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100 on the tackle. There we go.
Okay.
And I'm gonna lock in the magician.
Okay. And I very quickly, I am going to go 100 on the over, 100 on the over for Kyle Spills, 100 on the under for commercials are on, 300 for my over for my prop bets hit. That is my lock of the week.
For the Pantone?
0.5. No, the prop bets. My prop
bets
hitting. And then 0.5 magicians. I'm taking the under $100. $100 on the under for So Much Red, the Pantone t-shirt bet, and 200 on no for players getting arrested, and lastly $100 on Usher on the under for tackles by Usher number 28 for the 49ers.
Amazing. Well, hey everybody, get your bets into your life. Have a good time with your Super Bowl watch parties. Let us know how you're doing. Korked Bats with the K online.